Be like a lion. Don't give in to your excuses and don't live a fear-based life. When you truly think about it, it's incredible that we all exist. And this is something that many people take for granted because they don't think about this often. They don't have the perspective to think about maximizing their time being alive. Because it truly is incredible that we're all here. But then on top of that, we don't get a lot of time existing. We truly don't. You can get anywhere from 0 years to about 100 or so. That's not long at all when you think about how long the entire universe has existed. That's incredibly short, ridiculously short. Even in terms of the way we humans judge time, it's short. So, don't take your time for granted and don't squander it by giving into your excuses or living fear-based lives. Be like a lion. The reason I say that is because lions are incredible creatures. They live some of the most difficult lives out there of all predators, and yet they have no qualms about it. They have no complaints. They just choose to shoulder that burden with strength. And it's incredible to watch because I happen to know quite a lot about lions because I'm so fascinated by them. And most people misunderstand them because they don't realize just how difficult life is for a male lion. They live incredibly tough lives because not only do they have to help the pride hunt from time to time, especially for bigger prey like taking down water buffaloes, giraffes, or even small elephants, male lions are needed for that prey because they're so much bigger than the lionesses that their size helps them in taking down big prey. But not only are they needed for hunting like that, but their most important job is protecting the pride itself, patrolling the territory, which is why so often or so many people believe that lionesses do all the hunting. They don't do all of it, they just do most of it because the male lions are protecting the territory. If they were constantly helping the lionesses hunt, you could have any foreign young males come into that territory and take it over. And the problem with that is that when new males take over a territory, the first thing they do, besides quite often either killing the reigning males in that territory or driving them out of the area, the first thing they do is they kill the cubs in that territory. They kill all the cute baby cubs. And the reason they do this is because it puts the lionesses into estrus way quicker so that then those young male lions can now mate with the lionesses and have offspring of their own. But these takeovers, these pride takeovers, lead to a loss of lion lives because they have to kill the cubs to do that. And they always do because there's no incentive for a lion to keep another male's offspring alive. There's no incentive for that. So they will kill it because otherwise they're going to waste resources from the animals they kill on nourishing those cubs that aren't even theirs. Yeah, they're very different from us humans because it's quite admirable to some extent when men will raise somebody else's kid. It really depends on the circumstances there because, I don't want to go into it. That's a topic for another video. But lions do not operate that way at all. They will not take care of another male's offspring quite often. I mean, it rarely happens, but that's super rare. It's like less than 1% of the time. So it's up to the males in that territory to defend it from foreign invaders. They have to keep out other male lions because if they don't, then their cubs are going to die. So it's a very important job that they have. And yet they're so freaking fearless in it. It's nutty. I mean, I watch a lot of nature videos because I'm fascinated by nature and animals and predators and the way they operate. And it's so fascinating to watch lions take that last stand to defend what they care about the most, which is their pride and their territory, protecting their offspring, protecting their lionesses, and protecting their brothers. And they often will fight to the death to do just that. And sometimes even in insurmountable odds. I mean, I've seen videos where one male lion will go up against 5 other males, and that's crazy to think about because no human would do that, right? If you had If you were walking down the street and 5 people approached you wanting to fight you, you wouldn't fight them. You'd probably run away. Like, nobody would just stand there and try to take on those insurmountable odds like that. And yet, lions do, for whatever reason. Who knows? And whether it's bravery and courage or just a lack of fear, I don't know. I'd like to think they do feel fear, because there are times where they will run away from those insurmountable odds. If there are a lot of young males who are in a coalition trying to take over their territory, they quite often will run away, but it's not clear whether or not they do that out of fear or survival instincts, or whether they do it sometimes to actually regroup with their brothers. Because here's the thing, lion psychology, lion dynamics, lions form coalitions with their brothers quite often. Sometimes they'll form coalitions with like cousins as well, but basically they form coalitions with other male lions that they trust, which quite often means their own brothers, because they were born and raised together, right? So they know they can trust each other and that there won't be any backstabbing going on. So they will form bands of male lions called coalitions, and it's almost always made up of brothers. So when they're fighting amongst each other, if you have one male lion in his own territory being jumped by, say, 3 to 5 other male lions who have their own coalition, that reigning male in his territory will sometimes run away, but not necessarily to preserve his own life. He'll often run away to link up with his brothers, because remember, they're all patrolling their territory, right? So they're all going to be on different areas of it. So they'll quite often roar to signal to their brothers, hey, I need backup, get the hell over here. And it's not so much fear-basing, it's more like, let's link up so we can kick their butt. It's really interesting how they do that. And then when they're all together, they'll fight to the death to defend their territory, because the reigning males know that they have the advantage if they're all together, because they're quite often bigger and they have way more experience than a young coalition. Even if that young coalition has maybe even twice the amount of members, if you can get all the veteran males in their territory together, they will often be able to drive out the young males, because they just have way more experience than that young coalition. So even if it's like 3 veterans versus 6 youthful males, the 3 veterans will often have the advantage if they're all together. But what often happens is that young coalition will try to they'll try to jump those veterans when they're one by one, because they're patrolling their territory, so they're going to be in different areas of it. So it isn't too difficult to catch one of the veterans on his own. He'll just be in one part of his territory while his brothers are on different corners of it. And when that happens, it's just interesting how often the lions will just stand their ground and fight. It really, there's something about it that I just admire so much. Even if, quite often, if they do that, it does usually mean they're going to die, because the first thing those young males are going to do is try to break his spine so he can't move. They immobilize you, and then once they do that, they're like, okay, we're going to leave you to die because you can't even fight anymore, so we're not going to waste any more of our energy trying to further kill you. We'll just let you starve to death, because that's what happens when you break a lion's spine. Can't move, can't hunt, so it dies of starvation. And they often do that. And yet, the males will fight to the death, knowing that that's a likely outcome, because they want to protect their territory. And sometimes they'll even do it trying to provide enough time for their brothers to either link up and take out the young males, or they'll do it giving the pride time to escape, because that also happens, to protect the cubs. The lionesses, if they can hear that there's a young coalition invading the territory, because they always growl or roar to tell everyone, hey, we're here, we're taking you over, the lionesses will try to hide the cubs or get them out of the territory so they have some semblance or some odds of potentially surviving. Because if they stay in that territory, they are dead for sure if the young coalition takes it over. They are going to kill those cubs, and the lionesses won't be able to stop them, because the size difference between the male lion and a lioness, quite big there. Kind of like us humans, where males have way more upper body strength than females. So but anyway, that was just a long-winded way of saying that lions possess this courage and this fearlessness and this strength that is really admirable. They don't give in to excuses. They don't often give in to fear-based mentalities, at least from what we can tell. And It's something worth emulating in your own life. Remember the way that lions do this, how they take up that mantle of responsibility of defending their territory and the pride that is their family. They will fight to the death over it without any qualms. No excuses, no fear. Remember that when you're going through life and you're pursuing your goals and dreams. Do not give in to your excuses. Do not give in to fear-based mentality. Choose to be like a lion. Choose to be strong. Choose to be courageous. And choose to keep going until you get what you want. Don't give up just because things get hard. If you do that, then that's just being weak. Don't let that happen. You only give up on things because you change your mind and no longer want to pursue that thing because you want something different. But otherwise, do not give up on your goals and dreams. Remember the lions out there and choose to be like one. Choose to be strong. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get off my soapbox here because that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I'm just really fascinated by lion psychology, so I know quite a lot about it. And earlier today, I just kept thinking, be like a lion, and after a while I was like, I need to make a video on that. So here you go. But anyway, if you enjoy content like this, and be sure to subscribe for more. Otherwise, like the video if you enjoyed it, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and share the video to anyone who would benefit from it. But otherwise, guys, remember, we're all on this journey together. So the most important thing is that you just keep going, keep moving forward, keep taking action towards your goals and dreams, and do not give up just because things get difficult. Channel your inner lion and choose to keep going when things get tough. Choose to go against those insurmountable odds and come out on top and be the reigning lion in your territory. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Arrivederci.